Once, in a quiet monastery, surrounded by whispering pines, I was teaching a group of young monks about the nature of suffering. One of them, a boy named Arav, looked deeply troubled. After the class, he came to me and said softly, "Master, why does life feel so heavy? Every little problem feels like a mountain I cannot climb." I smiled and invited him to sit beside me. The evening breeze carried the scent of jasmine as the sun dipped behind the hills. "Arav," I said, "what if I tell you that most of our suffering doesn't come from life itself, but from how small we let our hearts become?" To help him understand, I asked him to follow me to a small pond near the temple. The water there was still and clear. I gave him a handful of salt and said, "Throw it in the pond." He did so. Then I asked him to taste the water. He sipped and immediately spat it out. "It's so bitter," he cried. I nodded. Then I took him to the great river flowing nearby. The current was strong and endless. I gave him another handful of salt. "Now throw it into the river," I said. When Arav tasted the river water, his eyes widened. "Master, it's fresh. I can't taste the salt at all." I looked at him and smiled. "You see, my child, the amount of salt never changed. What changed was the size of the water that held it. Problems in life are like that salt," I continued. "They are always there, small or big. But how bitter life tastes depends on how big your heart is. If you keep your heart small like the pond, every problem will make your life bitter. But if you make your heart vast like the river, you will hardly feel the bitterness at all." That night, Arav lay awake in his bed. He kept thinking about the pond and the river. "If I stay like the pond," he whispered, "I'll always suffer. But if I can become like the river, I'll be free." From the next morning, he began to change little by little. When his teacher gave him extra work, he no longer complained. When his mother asked for help, he smiled instead of sighing. Even when the sun burned his skin, he said to himself, "This is another test. I can face it." At first, it wasn't easy. His old habits tried to pull him back. But each time he remembered the pond and the river, he took a deep breath and moved forward. Weeks turned into months, and something beautiful began to happen. Arav was no longer the boy who complained. People around him noticed the calmness in his eyes. His teacher praised him. His friends sought his advice. His parents were proud. One evening, Arav sat by the river once more. The sun painted the water gold. He watched the current carrying leaves, twigs, and stones all moving, none resisting. He smiled and whispered, "Every problem in life has a simple solution. It's not about removing the salt, it's about becoming the river." So, my dear friends, remember this. Life will never stop bringing challenges. Some days will be heavy, some nights long and uncertain. But the answer is not to run away. The answer is to grow bigger, to open your heart wider, and let life flow through you like the river. Problems do not shrink. We grow, and when we grow, every problem becomes small. So, whenever you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself gently, am I being the pond or the river?